This is a water bottle. We cut it, but I realized that when you're making any container, you shouldn't make it so small. See that? We just planted them the other day and they are actually stuck. If you do not have any flower vases, you could use any leftover materials. There are a few lessons I've learned so far, that to be a florist, it doesn't need a lot of training. I made a road trip to the famous flower gardens of Kiambu County, where men, women, and youth are making millions by the roadside, from flowers, from trees, from fruit trees, flower vases, and I really admired. So when I got back home, I decided that I will also start this business, but in the countryside. Join me in the video and let us see what I am doing. So I had my sister with me and we took any container we had and started planting.
This one gives a red flower.
I got some flowers from her place.
Red, very nice.
In the yellow container. It wasn't a hard job. All we needed was water and looking for these different types of containers. Actually, this first one is a very exotic one. It has very nice green leaves and it's going to look very nice. It's actually one of the best that I got. This one still has some dry leaves, but it will do well. I can see all we need is to water it. This is a water bottle. We cut it, but I realized that when you're making any container, you shouldn't make it so small. Because this one now, if these ones grow bigger, where will the roots go to? And this is the famous snake plant. We have put two here, and the beauty of this, it buds very quickly. We also have some here in this water bottle and another one here, and these ones are several of them. See that? We just planted them the other day and they are actually stuck, so you can easily pluck some out and replant them elsewhere. Then this is a different type. If you can see, it has a yellowish line on the side. So it's a snake plant, but it has some beauty in it. So if you do not have any flower vases, you could use any leftover materials or any materials that are not. For example, this is cement gunny bags. You can see all the gunny bags that we have used for cement, we have been able to put the flowers in here. Then we can transplant them. You can also use the water bottles. They're doing quite well, but you need to prick on the sides somewhere here or beneath so that there can be some sort of drainage if it's too much. Pretty flowers. This is not the final destination. After they have developed roots, we can move them from here and put them somewhere else. And this is also a succulent flower. I'm not sure whether it puts any flowers, but I've seen it grow wild somewhere else. It has very sharp thorns, if you can see that, and especially at the top. This is a no-go zone. You cannot touch it. It will prick you. Then these, I've just placed them here, but they do well in water. So I'm going to look for a container and put in water and put them inside, because they do better in water. They can also do well here in this soil, but they do better in water. Then this has caught up quite fast. It is also going to produce others which we can transplant, and it looks very nice when you put it in a pot. These ones also grow very fast. See that? They look very beautiful. Actually, they don't change the green much. See, yellowish green, looks nice. And there's another flower here. I don't know how it looks when it's big, but that's what we are waiting for. Look at these ones. Now, this water bottle or this container looks very nice, but the way it has been cut, you can see where the roots going to sit. Look at this. Look at this plant. Actually, this one is firm now. I guess there's some roots, but we'll wait for it to pop out bigger so that we can now pluck and transplant it elsewhere. Then this one has sort of like potatoes at the bottom here, which you can now pluck off and transplant elsewhere. I'll look for a bigger container and put this, because they grow quite many and they look really nice. They can get really dark green. Now this is the most beautiful of them all. It's going to grow into a very big flower here. It will also make some on the sides, which we can transplant and put into a pot. And I assure you that one is going to be the most beautiful of them. Then this is a plant. It's not a flower. I don't even know why I've put it in the sack. I would have just put it in the soil, directly into the soil, because this is what you call the aloe vera. It has very sharp thorns on the sides, and it's very good for if you get hurt somewhere. Just cut part of this. It has some juice inside there, some sticky stuff which you put into the area if you've been hurt, and it'll heal fast. It's also good for chicken feed. Not chicken feed, but when chicken are sick, you put it into water. You don't even need to wait for them to be sick, but it's as a routine, just put it into water and let them drink continuously. They will not fall sick often. Then this has a nice color, this purple one. It grows very tall, and it forms a bush. It can spread quite fast. I like the color, but it's one flower that I'm very cautious of. I have to control it. Then these also put some red flowers, and we put them in one place, in one sack. But this, as I've said, is not the final destination, since I just brought them from elsewhere. I want them just to develop roots, then I can keep them into proper places in terms of a vase or a container, or separate them so that there are not too many in one pot. This is also a succulent one, and it looks very nice. Now you see, like this one here, when you compare with this one, they look different, but they're the same. This one, we hadn't put it deeply into the soil, so it was just lying on top of the container, but now we put it into soil and we are watering it. It's going to do well. So you can see it has some purple flower here. If you can see that, there's this purple flower here. Look at that purple flower. Then we have these ones here. These ones, I don't think they put flowers, not sure, but there's another one here. Let's see how they perform. Then there's this one here, which looks like it's creeping, and I'll put this one in the container and hang it somewhere, because it looks really nice when it's a hanging one. Look at this one, and this is the one I was trying to explain to you earlier. They're the same as the previous one I've shown you. Look at the flower there, very nice. So you can imagine if there are many. Then this one here, actually I don't know what it looks like, right? Small leaves, it looks a funny green, but I think it needs a stylish sort of container so that the green pops out. And because it's not shining, I need to get a very nice container. Then in the corner here, you can see this. This is actually a container that had blue band in it. So actually I've just planted tomatoes. It's a variety of tomatoes that I got from a friend, very small ones, and I want to try them out. So I put the seeds here and just put a little soil on top and see them grow. Then I'll transplant them. Then this is what you call the pomegranate tree fruit. They have really taken long. Actually, these ones are a month old. From the time they started growing, it should be like 2 months. But from the time it just popped out, it's about a month. They're taking so long, but there are so many of them. At least I'm told the survival rate for these ones is very slim. You can see they are so thin. And I'm waiting for them to grow a little bigger so that I can be able to remove them, so that they are one in one of the sachets, one in each sachet, so that they're not so crowded. I tried to remove one and let it stand alone, but still it's so thin. And yet I'm trying to water it. I put it into good soil. Yeah, but there are a few lessons I've learned so far. That to be a florist, it doesn't need a lot of training. It's just a matter of somebody being intentional, that you want to start gardening flowers. And actually in the village here, it is quite profitable, because once they have grown, you can be able to sell them. Just one of these snake plants, you can sell it for $1. I know they keep popping up. So it's something that is continuous. All you need to do is to water it. The soil is black cotton soil. This is black cotton soil, which we have mixed with chicken manure that we had used in a deep litter system, which is mixed with chicken manure. I think it's doing well, as you can see from some of this, because these are just a week old. So there's not much you need to, a lot of effort you need here. There's not much training you need here. It's just a little passion. Just have manure, and I'm told goat manure is the best. Then these flowers, you just need to get 1 or 2 and start. If you go where they are selling them as a business, they can be very expensive. So just get 1 and see how you make it grow bigger. So this is a business that one can start. It doesn't have a lot of work. All you need, as I said, is passion. Flower gardening, flower tending, or whatever name you want to call it, is a health issue. Because as you take care of flowers, your mind is very clear. You can be able to spend some time here, concentrate. It is stress-free. So if you're feeling a little tense, this is the sort of job that you can do. You come and water them, remove any weeds if you need to, transplant them, move them from one container to another, mix the manure well. When visitors come in, you can bring them around here and talk to them about the different flowers or fruit trees if you have. Personally, I don't know most of these flowers by name, and it is the first experience. So if you're in the countryside and you're trying to see what really needs to be done or what else you can do, this is something that is doable, because all you need are 2 things. You need soil, you need some manure, and water. As for a container, you don't need any special container. That can come later. if you're putting it like in the house or somewhere else where you need it to look very beautiful. But if you're just propagating these flowers, you don't need to make it so expensive, but they'll come out well. And something else I need to mention is some of these flowers, for example, this snake plant, it is an indoor and an outdoor plant. We have also the money plant, which can also be grown in and out and outdoors, but money plant is mainly inside. So some of these flowers are really health related. At night, some of these flowers absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. So you in the house are able to breathe in good, fresh air as you sleep. So don't be so stressed. Incorporate being a florist or tending flowers. Grow them in your compound, put them in your balcony. If you have a staircase, put them around there in the corners of your house. Take a small one, put it in a nice vase, put it on your table. It will make you feel good. And at the same time, because I know that many people have not discovered that the flower farming is a good thing. They admire, but they don't know how to do it. So you can do it for them. Plant them, buy the vases, put them inside there, and teach them how to do that, how to take care of them. So let's become environment friendly by also incorporating flowers into our spaces. So this is African Mom's World. Thank you for listening. If this is your first time, kindly subscribe. Share with a friend. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching to the end.